A new Department of Homeland Security memo says crossings are actually down in El Paso. The DHS says there are about 1,500 border crossings daily now. That's down from 2,500 3 days ago. Still a staggering amount per day. The agency says it has expelled about 3,400 immigrants under Title 42, and another 6,000 have been moved to other sectors for processing, so other points along the U.S.-Mexico line. Robert Sherman is on the ground in El Paso with the latest. Robert, just because they're being moved, that doesn't mean they're not crossing as frequently.
Right, and every community is dealing with this crisis a little bit differently. For example, El Paso, Texas, one of the larger hotspots that we're seeing here on the border. And you see what is already here on the ground in El Paso. I'll step out of the way and show you this. You look at all of these blankets here that are across the street. Those are individual migrants who are wrapped up inside of those blankets, taking shelter here, the only place they can on the streets. The temperatures are in the 30s, so it is so freezing cold out here. We know the city's planning to open up new shelters, but the reality is there are more migrants arriving every day, and the fear is there are many more on the horizon.
For thousands of migrants every day, the Rio Grande is the final leg of the treacherous journey. These crossings happening in El Paso, Texas, now one of the hottest spots on the border.
We've been crossing one border at a time. We went to Piedras Negras to Torreon and then took a train here.
An average of 7,500 migrants are crossing the U.S.-Mexico border daily. But the Department of Homeland Security estimates that number could potentially more than double once the COVID-era policy Title 42 is lifted. The mayor of El Paso saying for his city alone, that could mean 150,000 migrant crossings per month.
I really believe that today our asylum seekers are not safe, as we have hundreds and hundreds on the streets, and that's not the way we want to treat people.
With shelters at capacity, many migrants have been forced to sleep through 30-degree winter temperatures with nothing but blankets and makeshift camps on the streets. Some who have booked passage are permitted to shelter inside the airport. The city has declared a state of emergency, causing 400 members of the Texas National Guard to be deployed along the Rio Grande in hopes of deterring some crossers.
The military presence is a bit excessive, but you have to respect it because it's another country's border.
And the people who live here in El Paso, they're very well versed in the border and immigration. But everyone we keep talking to says the same phrase again and again. They've never seen anything like what we're seeing now.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.